Welcome. This is Barry Jones from Angelic Wisdom, and we're here for our monthly Angelscope for the sign of Aries for the month of April 2023. So before we begin, I'd just like to welcome everyone who's returning to this monthly series and to also welcome anyone who might be new to our Angelic Wisdom community. And just before we begin, just want to remind you to subscribe, leave comments as well, and to also make sure you selected the all notification bell so that you will always, get the videos as they're coming out from this channel. And if you're looking for an angel reading with me, you can go to my current website, theangelschool.com/services. And you can, if you're a first time having an angel reading with me, there is a first time promotional offer there. And then there are other angel reading options there that might suit your needs. Also, if you'd just like to just donate to the channel, you can do that by selecting the my PayPal me link, which you can find in the description area as well. I'm also going to include the general monthly reading, just in case any of you who are watching have not seen that. So that'll be in the link, and I highly recommend seeing that first, or at least at some point, along with these Angelscope readings. And so now just last thing here is the format. And so the card in the center is going to represent the archangel or an angelic being that you'll be working with in this month. And then the cards on the left and the right, to the left will be a card from the Major Arcana, and the card to the right will be a card from the Minor Arcana. Now, the Major Arcana is going to give you this sense of what is the general theme that you're working with in this month. The big, or it's maybe the lesson, the bigger picture, or energies that are influencing your life and the patterns that you might be seeing and recognizing, which we hope this card is going to show us in your day-to-day awareness and how to work with that. So let's take a deep breath now. And just really tune in to your heart. And then tune into your I am presence. And then tune in to the core of the earth. And just take another deep breath. And breathe out. And just be aware of your breathing and making sure that it's flowing easily in and out. And allow yourself to integrate all of this. Now, when I first asked us to breathe, I saw the word God, which means that presence is coming through to you right now. And then what was written, which is, they wrote infatuation and then the word love. Okay? So, and they keep repeating this word. And what they're showing me now is a cross. And so for some of you, there's been some there's in the angel number 7 and 6, I think. And so this give me this sense of that there is some kind of past relationship that was painful, that's that has been standing in your way in the past. And the angel number that I was seeing is 76. And so it says, you're on the right path, and your material needs are fully supported by your choices and actions. Okay? And it's it's just giving me a sense of that you this suffering or this painful or this breakup or whatever it is that has caused you um, to sort of maybe you've been holding back or not trusting um, in terms of your relationships with others. And this could also be your relationship with your life, maybe in particular um, your material needs. Okay, you know, it's sort of like sometimes we when we can't have things in one area where we're not having fulfillment, right? It just kind of sort of there's a thread that is linked into other areas. And sometimes it's so that we can see it. And you got to remember that the universe is always acting as your mirror. Every experience that you're having is a mirror for you. And most of the times, what we do is we get really bent out of shape and we take it personally what we see in the mirror. And what we neglect to do is to see what part of ourselves is being shown to us in this mirror for the purpose of making a correction or an alteration or healing or bringing something back into balance. And so, in your life, where you might see yourself sort of moving in one direction, but another area is stalling. And we tend to say, oh, well, you know what? I'm just going to focus here. And that's not necessarily wrong, the approach. It's useful. You can allow it to help you to um, liberate you from that place where you had been, where things were challenging and everything seemed like a trial and a tribulation, right? Um, but at some point, we have to bring the other areas of our lives up to the same standard of beliefs and vibration so that we can fully um, allow the prosperity into our lives that we deserve and that is our divine inheritance. So, a reason I think God is stepping forward in this way is to remind you, number one, that you are a member of its own self, like a limb or a cell within your body is a member of you, right? And so that you understand that at this time, that all the parts of you need to be a mirror to your God head. And this is one of the things that we are, one of the reasons why we're experiencing a lot of intense challenges at this time is because that the God self is basically just fully embodying every member of your being, every aspect of your being, your cells, everything, every part of your life, and is, you know, set time up for your ego, for its false sense of power. And it is electing to help you to regain that awareness of your true seat of power And it is love that is the true seat of your power. Anything else that you try to utilize will not be substantial enough. And what you'll feel, what you'll be doing, and what you'll be feeling, you'll be practicing love. I'm sorry, you'll be practicing lack, and you'll be feeling as though nothing is properly functioning, that it's always breaking down. Whatever you're doing, it's breaking down, it's stalling, it's delaying, it's not moving. It's because it's not meant to function, and it cannot function in a new paradigm that has now become the only existence that we can all work from. So, this period of love might be like an infatuation period where um, it all might seem great, as you're learning, having all sorts of new awareness about yourself. And at the same time, and you realize, okay, yes, my life is calling me in a different direction. My frequency is rising, but it requires your diligence and your attentiveness and clear intention to keep fostering this alignment. And it is your awareness, you need to be very clear about when the mirror is showing you what's not working and what is, and to, instead of taking all the different relationships in a very personal way and and criticizing yourself or criticizing others, just look at it all as a mirror to that's helping you to stay current on this path, to help you to learn how to navigate and function in a realm of fulfillment and happiness. All right, so let's take a look at the archangel that we're working with, and it's Archangel Lavender. And this is a sign of soul healing and forgiveness and releasing everyone, including yourself. So here's where that mirror comes in. There are going to be people in that mirror. They don't look like you. That's the trick of our three-dimensional reality, that we all appear to be something else instead of the members of the same body of God. And in truth, just light, energy, source. And if we could take away the facade of the outer shell, we would see this oneness, this huge blanket of light and love, unconditional love, that is creating this environment that the ego took over as we delved into this dimension of duality and separation. But it was created so that you could experience and come to know yourself within this experience of humanity, just how divine you truly are. It was not expected that you would be perfect at all. And that's why it set up certain laws to help you to be able to your reflect within this dimension and to reflect upon your choices, past, present, and or future, with some measure of being able to grasp the divine wisdom and guidance through this great mirror that would allow you to see yourself in what you perceive as other. But in order for us to really achieve the goals that we are moving towards and to get out of this sort of the karmic patterns and creating karma, we have to go back to our origin and to the source of that origin, where we love one another. And you do this by loving yourself. You can't expect to understand how to love others if you really haven't found that understanding and appreciation of love for yourself. And we all hate to hear this talk, but it's just the truth. And it begins with no longer being so hard on yourself when you're not perfect, or when things don't go the way you planned. Because you have to remember that everything is always going according to plan, because the universe is like the ultimate fixer. You can get into any scrape or bit of trouble or have any kind of problem, and from that point, even if it's your moment of greatest disappointment, the universe has options, and it comes through the expression of inspiration. All you have to do is not stand and judge what has just happened, but instead ask for an offering of inspiration to help you to make the best of this and move in the best possible direction under the most auspicious sense of enlightenment and awareness. So, work with Archangel Lavender. I'm going to make this very simple. And when you need help forgiving yourself and forgiving others, just call upon her anytime you need to be inspired through in the practice of forgiveness in order to experience profound healing and harmony with everything in your life that is being reflected back at you at this time. All right, let's take a look at the card from the Major Arcana. And so this is the wheel. And so this energy of the wheel is what is sort of creating sort of things that you're seeing. So one, it just really speaks to a great deal of change. And it might be like more change than you've ever experienced, sort of all kind of coming, crashing in at once. And this is because you are truly on your ascension path. This means that when you experience a lot of fluctuation, meaning that you are actually having a lot of things reflected towards you, back at you, you're seeing all these things and you're learning and growing from it, it's because you are a high frequency being who is clearly on an ascension path. And this means that you have to be patient, sort of like in the eye of the wheel. You have to be observant and be patient and know that your role is to be present. You may want to get out of this. You might want to run from it or escape or find some way around it. But if you do, it will just cause you to have to use more of your lifetime to spend going through each one of these things. And the way it's happening right now, that it's happening because you are that powerful to handle it all and to process it. You are at your peak awareness, your peak frame of maturity and wisdom at any lifetime. ever before. And so this acceleration is a gift, although it is very painful, but it is a gift that will help you to um, move through this and move through a lot of the karmic um, issues that you've had. In some cases, for some of you, you may be ready to, you may be um, called upon by the karmic board to completely eradicate your karmic debt. So none of this is going to be like a celebration to you from where you're standing in the middle of it going, ugh. It sounds good because I'm saying it from a place where, I mean, I'm going through it myself, but in this moment I'm elevated to be in a different place outside of it to share this with you. But just to say, I understand how difficult it is, but you have to really um, be very. The only thing that can console you is to know that you're not getting it wrong. You're not doing anything wrong, and you don't have to worry about messing it up because this is set in place, and you're going to receive what you need and to truly be free. All right. And so, this, how is this going to be showing up in your day to day awareness? And this is a card, the Ten of Pentacles is a card for me about legacy. This is about, you know, it says prosperity, etc. But this is really about, in this moment, what you do is going to establish such generous rewards and outcomes because going through this now will liberate you from really any major kind of interference that you've dealt with in the past paradigm. And this means this leads you in a place where you'll be free to really appreciate um, your life and all that has led up to this, all of it, the good and the bad. It was all a part of the journey. It was all perfectly in divine order. You will no longer see it as baggage or tragedy or drama or celebrate. You're going to see it all as the path that led you here. But now that you're clear of about how you need to proceed, you open up to create a legacy before you that is just going to be filled with opportunities and rewards and more security. All right, Aries. So I send you lots of love and blessings during this time of incredible transformation and upheaval. You know, it's just going to be, there are going to be some high ups and some downs and all in between. But just know that your outcome will lead you to great rewards, but your practice is forgiveness. So have a beautiful month and God bless you.